Hi, I'm Paul. For this video, I'm going to talk about this thing that everybody says about we are all one, we are not separate. I'm hopefully going to try and say it in a way that we can understand what this means. So let's start off from the beginning. So the beginning of Earth was from a third generational star which blew up. So this blew up, it created the solar system that we live in, and it created the Earth. So everything on the Earth is stardust, let's say. Now this stardust is the ground. When I say ground, I mean source of everything. You see, energy doesn't end, it just changes. Now let's work on the basis that this is the source, the ground in which everything comes from. So in one sense, we are all one. We are all that ground, because everything comes out of that ground and goes back in to that ground. You see, there's something that we talk about, and when we say the beginning is the end, the start is the end, so birth is the same as death. You see, what this is saying is that in the start, we come from the source, the ground. And then in the end, we go back to the same place we started. So the start is the finish. So then how is it that we can say that we as people are all one? Perhaps we can still say there is some sort of division. Let's talk about brains. So my brain is the same as your brain. It's a brain. In the same way that water is water. You see, there's not English water, French water, American water, or my water, or your water. There's just water. I can have a bottle of water here, a bottle of water here, and we could say this is two bottles of water, but in the essence, essentially they're just water, both of them. So let's look at brains. In one way we could say my brain and your brain, but it's still just brain. So you could say, but my brain definitely seems to be different to your brain. Well, the contents might be different. That's down to environment, circumstances, and so on. But fundamentally, or from the ground, my brain is the same as your brain. Let's say, I have fear and you have fear. You could say, well, yeah, but you have fear of clowns and I have fear of spiders. Now, I'm not talking about fear of. That's the contents. Fear's fear. So that's the same as jealousy and anger and so on. The brain has all this. My brain does, your brain does, and so does everybody else's. So essentially, like water is water, brain's a brain. And this is what we can say about the body too. So bodies are bodies, just bodying. I mean, we could also say with trees as well. But it certainly seems like that tree is that tree and that tree is that tree, which, yeah, all right, it is. That tree grows different to that tree, down to circumstance and environment and so on. Same with us. The contents of our brain is different. But essentially, we're just brains. Now, obviously, we can say there's definitely an appearance that you are you over there and I'm me over here, but that's just the same as a tree over there and a tree over there. It's still a tree. Although they do seem to be able to divide in some way. But essentially, do I dare say they're the same? No. Essentially, the grounding where they came from was the same grounding where the rest came from. And the grounding where I came from is the same ground where you came from. So it's only the mind which creates this appearance, separation. There's an English me and a French other person and so on. But it's only the mind that creates that. Fundamentally, we are all the same on the basis that the ground in which we come from is the same ground as which everything comes from. Like I say, the start is the same as the end. Anyway, I think that's all I've got to say. Thanks for listening.